How's it going? Um, so we were working on this puzzle yesterday. I think we got something done here. Does it look like this is maybe the front wheel well and this is the trunk? And maybe we're going to wind it up from here? I don't know. We just kind of stopped. We had just done this instruction here. Basically connected what we'd built to this long piece here, and then we stopped. So I don't know what's going to come up next, but I guess we're going to find out. Sorry I'm late. I was watching basketball, but that's not really why I was late. I would say the bigger thing is I was playing with the setup as I usually am. So before we even started with the puzzle, let's talk about that. I moved all the cameras around. It was kind of like silly what I was doing, and it basically cost me an hour. But it's a weekend. So, all right. So camera 1, you're looking at now. This was camera 3 yesterday. Let me refer to them by what they are. So the over the shoulder, which you're looking at now. This the physical camera was camera, the worm's eye view. It was yesterday, the ground level camera. I don't know. There was like some like pulsing on the camera that was previously there, but when I look at this camera, maybe it's like it's supposed to be set at 60 frames per second, but I don't know. Why do I feel like I'm seeing phasing? Anyway, the picture's definitely sharper. The camera that was there yesterday is now the close-up camera, which I guess I don't even know where this is looking, this close-up. I got to figure that out. So this close-up camera, yeah, it's right here. It's definitely close-up, and I still see the pulsing, but it's not as obvious, and I think it's forgivable because we're not going to go to close-up that much, but it definitely looks better than anything else in the close-up. So I think that's probably going to stay like that. And then camera 2, the overhead camera, this camera's been here for a while. We tried some other cameras there, but we tried this there, at first, and it worked good. And then we tried something else, and then we went back to this. So anyway, this is the Feel World camera, and that's going to be the overhead. The over the shoulder is the JRYE Tech camera. The close-up is the BZB gearbox camera, which is like very disappointing because this camera cost a lot and it's basically not working out. Although it seems to be doing great we're making lemons out of lemonade here because it seems to be doing an amazing job at the close-up, so maybe that's good. And then we also have the ground level camera is BZB webcam. And this is the one that we can move around. Not that I plan to move this around much during broadcasts, but I'll tell you why it's good. Because for some reason, this is the camera that I most often bump with my arm. So the fact that that's now forgivable, that I can like fix it by, remote control rather than like spinning knobs in the middle of the show, that's good. All right, so those are the main 4 cameras. Those are the cameras that look at what we're building. So they have, when you do picture-in-picture with those, you can bring in, eventually I'm going to have every other camera on that position of being brought in, but at least now, for today, there's only 2 options. One is the instructions, so that'll stay there no matter which camera we're on. And the other option is the webcam, the face cam, and that again will stay there. But it looks like weird when it's picture in picture. I got to figure that out because it's supposed to look like this. You're supposed to be able to see Route 66 both, in front and in back, and that's supposed to be cool, but instead, I don't know. I didn't have time to look at that today. I'll figure it out. But I think we got the close-up camera working. We got the camera 1. We got the pulsing gone from camera 1. I think we're doing pretty good. So there was one camera that I didn't show you, and it's back here. This is actually kind of a cool camera, I think. It's just, I don't know if it means anything to you other than that you can see the full backdrop there, because you don't usually get to see it, but it's also like a studio look. So like, here's the iPad, that's where the instructions are. Here's the YOLO box where I'm mixing the show. Here's the ATEM, which is allowing me to put the 4 model facing cameras in as one single input. I'll do a whole video one day explaining the setup. I don't have the camera facing the this Wheel of Fortune today, but you can see it in this camera. And then I've got a teleprompter here. I actually have an official teleprompter, but I don't like it. I think it's better to just hook it straight to the truss like this. And then, of course, there's my monitor. And there's me. How you doing? All right, so enough of that nonsense. Let's get into the building. I think I didn't adjust the day. Today's day 5, so let me switch that so it says day 5. All right, and then I'm gonna start the timer, because 2 nights ago we did the timer and the stream kept freezing. So I'm gonna start the timer again, and we're gonna find out if it freezes again. If it does, then we're never gonna use the timer again. But for now, we're gonna do the timer, and we're gonna find out if it freezes or not. All right, timer engaged. It's counting away. So I guess it's time to start the puzzle here. So the next instruction. Oh, what is going on here? Why are they showing this red? Oh, remember yesterday I was like saying, where's this? I was looking at this thing, and I was hooking these 2 things together, and this has a wheel. No, this is it. And I was trying to say, where does this go? And I was like, I was on this image, and I couldn't figure it out. But what I didn't see is if I just had expanded the instructions, it's here. We did it correct. Our picture matches their picture. But I was like kind of just guessing yesterday. I should have expanded the instructions and I would have saw. All right, so combine these 2 pieces. There's the close-up of that. There's the check saying, yes, we got it right. And then on the bottom here, all we do is we add a single toothpick as a locking pin. I'm not sure where that goes. Is that what is it over here? Yeah, here it is. So there's a little hole there. All right, let's try the close-up camera. If I can figure out how to get on the close-up camera. All right, maybe this close-up camera is like too close. Yeah. Oh, wow, that's blurry as shit. Okay. I can't even see what I'm doing here. All right. So this piece of wood comes through here, and there's a little hole. That's where the toothpick is going to go. Yeah, that camera is too close. Let's pull it I don't know, is it like brilliant that close, or should we pull it back a little bit? Let me try, see if I can like pull it back a little bit. A little bit more. That's still close up, right? And we gotta sort of adjust the angle here, just to get it to the middle of the more closer to the middle of the table. I know this is probably making you seasick, like adjusting that. Yeah. Okay, now, yeah, that's pretty good. You can see the piece in the middle of the table, and you can see exactly where that toothpick is going to go. All right, so we're 3 minutes into the timer, and all we've done is look at the instructions. All right. We didn't even open the box yet. Let's get something done. All right. Let's pull out all the sheets. Oh, why am I still on this super close-up camera? All right. That's a little bit. So, I mean, when I need to show you something, I'll go to the close-up camera. I'm not going to sit in the close-up camera. The cameras I'm most likely going to sit in is camera 1 and camera 2. I think those are pretty good looks. And then what is camera 3 looking like these days? Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about this camera? First of all, it's getting blocked by the instructions. This is some weird perspectives from this camera. I feel like I'm like, comic book perspectives. I feel like that's what I'm getting out of this camera. Okay, now that one needs work. It's like you fix one thing, you break another. So that camera's not going to be used much today. This thing is like a crapshoot if you get it. All right, so as usual, it's 1 and 2, but 1 looks better than yesterday, which, is the most important camera, so I'm glad it looks better. All right. Sorry for that sound. All right, we got the wax, we got the tool, we got the sandpaper. Put that stuff a little bit off screen. And then we have to cut a toothpick to the 2Z size. So we got some already toothpick piece. Oh, we got a piece in here. Oh, any other pieces in there? Is this a piece or is this a... I think that's a piece. I'm not sure what piece it is, but I think it's a piece. All right. 2Z is the smallest size. 2Z, 3Z, 4Z. Don't ask me why the 2 is not next to the 2 and 3 are separated by the 4. That's insane, but that's how they did it. So we're going to cut this piece, and then we're going to push it through there. So I need a cutting tool, and I've got a cutting tool right here. Oh, by the way, let me show you. Let me show you the close-up camera one more time. It's I don't know if this is going to make you seasick. So it's not a digital movement on the close-up camera. I just can literally slide it along this table. It's like on a I don't know how to explain it, but I can slide it. So probably I have to make sure that it has space to move before I launch the stream each day, which I didn't really do today. All right, let's cut this out. So, I build models every day, but really the big thing that I'm building right now is this streaming setup. I mean, the models are just basically like an excuse to do something. Although last year was better. Last year at this time I was building a gym, which is good because it gets you in shape. It's has its own value. And then the 10 years before that, I was making comic books, which are nice, but nobody ever sees them. It's I don't know. Maybe other people. I heard there was a comic book guy on Timcast tonight. Timcast is the website we usually go to, but it's also a nightly stream. And someone who actually is going to eventually be a guest on this show, he actually posted a link on Twitter to that comic book person, Canadian comic book artist being on Timcast today. It's a guy who uses the Comicsgate. I actually don't like the way he uses it like his own personal tag, and I guess he's popular, so he gets away with it. But really, he's distorting what Comicsgate is. I'm not happy about that. But he was on Timcast, so that's amazing. But he was on Timcast while they were playing NCAA March Madness basketball. So it's you would want to be on Johnny Carson. What would you want to be on Johnny Carson the night of the Super Bowl? Well, I guess they don't have that show on Sunday night, but you get the idea. It's like, yeah, he was on Timcast, but he was on Timcast when everyone was probably watching basketball. There was like a month where I watched that Timcast show every night, but not anymore. I just, it's not bad, but it's kind of like when you watch a comedian and they do the same jokes every night, but in a different club. And it's like kind of the same thing on that show. It's like, yeah, I got it. I got where they're going. So why I started telling that whole story was just to say that I'm building models on camera, but what I'm building off camera is the desktop stage from where I broadcast the models. And that's like sort of the thing where there's no instruction manual. It's just whatever you decide. That's what it is. Or in my case, whatever I decide. Sorry for that sound. I should get away from the mic when I do that. All right, this is going to be a tough piece to get in. All right, I'm going to try a different method like this. Just have to get it started. Then it'll be easy. Is it started? Well, we're about to find out. It is. So that piece is now pinned in, which is good. Because if you saw the Roker Army field car that I did, it kept like... That's a good use of a toothpick as a locking pin. You don't want the pieces coming apart after you put them together. Excuse me. I got like no voice tonight. All right, what's the next instruction? Oh, by the way, it was just a toothpick, but we did put a piece in, so we're at 94 now. All right, what's the next piece? So toothpick. And now there's several pieces here. There's 51, 52, and 17 go on the end of this stick and get waxed. And then 50 goes underneath these rubber bands. So 50, 51, 52, and 17. And by the way, it's also showing... Basically, there's going to be some rubber bands attached in a minute. You'll see when I pop the pieces out. All right, so we're up to 98 pieces. Long story short, 50, 51, 52, and 17. So Princeton was eliminated from the tournament today. I think they played well. They certainly represented well over the course of the tournament. They can be proud. But there was another 1 seed that lost. Or were there 2 1 seeds that lost? I'm not sure. There might have been 2. Definitely Alabama lost to San Diego State. I'm not sure if there was another number 1 that got knocked out. I think there were. I have to check the... I have to Google the results. I see like 93 and 90 and 52, but I don't see 51. It's got to be here though, right? It looks like this piece, but that's 89. Why would there be a piece that looks like it? All right, let me take the pieces that I see, which is 52, 50 and 52. Let me grab a 17. By the way, the last 17 that we have, at least on this board. There might be more somewhere else. And then let me check the instructions to see if it says what board 51 is on, because I don't see it. Yeah, 51 is on board 1. So apparently I'm just blind. Let me check this box. If a piece gets popped out early, it ends up in that box. All right. So 51. Let's just check every... Okay, there, that is 51. I thought it was 89, but on the other side it says 51. Yeah, I was thinking it looked like 51. So it is 51. That's why it looks like 51. All right, so now I have to get these pieces together. All right. So they're all going to go on this, basically this long stick here. It's going to get these three pieces, 51, 52, and 17. And then this 50 is going to go underneath here. All right, let's see here. So 51 goes like facing up. By the way, there was a toothpick here. I think the toothpick is kind of blocking. I think I have to get that toothpick like a little bit down here. You know what? I think I gotta cut that toothpick. And is this circle piece supposed to be in front or behind of the toothpick? Because when I look at the instructions, oh, it disappeared. Yeah, it's supposed to be behind. Somehow, something's not right here. This circle is supposed to be in front of the toothpick. So I gotta fix that before I do. You didn't see the instructions. Let me zoom in again. It's tricky to do this zoom, but the toothpick goes behind this circle. So we basically got to do a correction. And it's going to involve not only taking this toothpick in and out, but taking that circle on and off. So it's definitely going to delay us a little bit. Actually, it's not going to delay us that much, because we only have to move the circle like an inch, and then we could put the toothpick back in. Although that inch could be tougher to do than we think. Hmm. $74 in my room. When it gets to summer, or even just like a month from now, probably gotta start like cooling the room down before the stream starts. All right, that was it. It wasn't that much of a delay as we thought it was going to be. And then the next piece that goes on is 51, and it faces kind of up there, and then goes 52 and 17, but we have to wax them first. Let's just get that out of the way real quick. Wax, wax, wax. Does anyone watch, what is this guy's name? He's Urban Rescue Ranch. I think he goes by the name of Ben. He sometimes calls himself Uncle Ben. And he's got like capybaras, and he has a pet named Big Ounce. Does anyone watch that on YouTube? That's pretty good, I think. It's a little like silly, but it's good. Hey, wait a second. Is this whole stick in here backwards? Because why is there... what's going on? Is this supposed to stop here? I got to look at the next instruction to see. Yeah, it is. Okay. So it's like they go to different locations. Like the 51 goes all the way down here, but then 52 only goes on like a quarter of an inch. and then it gets stopped. And I saw that stopper, and it kind of like made me think maybe something was wrong, but seems like it's okay. And that circle piece is going to spin. I mean, they show it facing up, but it's definitely going to spin. So, and then here's 17, locking pin. Use the tool to get that on. All right, that's on. But we're not done yet, because there's still this piece, 50. So it says, be cautious. These two rubber band holders, they go towards the stick and towards the outside. So outside towards the stick. And then I guess there's going to be 2 slots here that these line up with. I don't see 2 slots. No, they go above the rubber bands. They go way up here. Okay, all right. And then I guess these rubber bands are probably going to clip to it. I don't know, just a guess. All right, let's get this in here. Okay, there we go. It's a little weird, but there it is. You know what's the only problem with the putting these 4 on the same input? I don't see the preview. It definitely helps with the thing not crashing. All right, so this piece goes in kind of like this. See, this rubber band is close to, you know what? I can see this close-up is going to help me. I can see this monitor so much better than I could see the actual wood. This is insane. All right. We don't even know what's coming next, but that could come in handy. Yeah, so the only one that I would want to preview is the close-up, just to know. I need to put like a mark so I know where the close-up is going to go. All right, so that's the end of page 12. So moving on to page 13. All right. There's a lot going on here. It's a new section, so we can put this away. I'll put that off screen for a minute, or maybe I'll just put it kind of up here. But then it'll be like on top of the boards. I'm going to put it vertical over here. As stupid as that is, at least it's on camera. All right, so we need to deal with 3 pieces. 53, they're on sheet 2. 53, 54, and 55. That's sheet 3. This must be sheet 2. All right, so we need, here they are. 53, 54, and 55. And then we need 4 toothpicks. I would say cut in half. Yeah, just cut in half. Actually, they show 4 toothpicks cut in half, which would create 8 pieces. Yeah, 4 toothpicks cut in half creates 8 pieces, but they're only using 4 pieces in the instructions. I guess eventually they're going to use them all. And there's a caution about these pieces, and the caution is it's showing these dots, but I don't know what's to be cautious about that. Oh, no, it doesn't mean anything. You know what I think it is? Just to make sure that you have dots over dots and triangles over triangles. So anyway, 53, 54, and 55. Let's do it. 53. Oh, and we got to keep them in order. That's big, because they don't have numbers after you punch them out. 53, and here's 54 and 55. And then we're going to need 4 toothpick sections, but we're going to cut 4 toothpicks. Anyway, we're going up by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 98 to 105. Where are our toothpicks? We need 4 of them. I'm going to cut 4 toothpicks in half. So that'll take a second. So while I'm cutting 4 toothpicks in half, let's see what the news of the day is from that Timcast that we were talking about earlier. Why didn't that update? What is going on here? Oh, wow, that was like a slow update. I had switched the iPad, but the picture-in-picture didn't switch. Was it frozen? Did the timer cause it to freeze? I'm not sure. All right, here's a good one, or one that'll get me in trouble, maybe. Why is this link not clickable? Well, I can't. If I can't click on it, we can't cover it. Oh, there it is. All right. It's again not updating. All right, let me try. Oh, that's just updates in a second. All right, Kentucky governor vetoes new regulation on transgender related issues. Governor Andy Bashar said Senate Bill 150 would endanger the children of his state. Vetoes regulation on trans. You know what's the problem with this headline? I can't really talk about it because it's not specific. Kentucky governor vetoes new regulation on transgender. Governor Andy Bashar says Senate Bill 150 would endanger the children of the state. We don't know what that bill says. We would have to read the whole article, which I don't plan on doing. So what would we were left guessing? What would all right? Let's read a little bit of this article. Governor Andy Bashar, Kentucky blocked a bill. Okay, here's some more information. Governor Andy Bashar of Kentucky blocked a bill establishing policies on bathroom usage, health care, and sexual orientation discussions as they relate to transgenderism from the bill becoming law. So the legislators, I guess, put the law up there, and the governor didn't go along with it. He vetoed it. Senate Bill 150 was passed by the state legislature on March 16th, following an hours-long legislative session that rallied Republican support for the omnibus bill. The House voted 75-22 in favor of the bill, followed by a 30-7 vote in favor of the Senate. Well, we still don't have the information. We have no idea what if anything, this bill is about, which is going to make commenting on it tricky. He says it endangers children. I'm just thinking like Rand Paul and Mitch McConnell, aren't they the senators from Kentucky? Like, I know that they're not in the state legislature, but it's an indication of how the people in that state vote. And how did this legislator, you know what I mean? Like, what is in this bill? Why are these people, why is it being like proposed, and the governor vetoes it? Well, you know what? They said it was an omnibus. Like if I was governor or president, I'd probably veto all omnibus because that's just not the proper way to do things. Take your time, like pace yourself. An omnibus, it's just crazy. It's like, what, you're going to change, like we had all these laws this year and now you're going to change them all? Like change like 2 laws, maybe if you're really good, like change 2 laws per month, but like to put these like omnibuses out there, it just seems like tryhards. I don't know what's the word. It just seems like too much. I mean, calm down. You're changing too many laws too quickly. I don't know exactly what these laws are. They're talking about transgender and children, so that's scary. I mean, I sort of understand why someone would say that the children, because they're like, oh, if I'd like transitioned earlier, I could look more convincing, but like, why is that a goal? Like, no, that's not a thing. I know it's like in a video game, you could pick your gender, so it seems like maybe it should be a thing, but, I mean, people could wear whatever clothes they want. Like, I don't get why that would ever be an issue. Like, if you want to wear, I know some people don't think it, like, but, you know, I mean, it's your business if you want to wear those clothes. Now, I don't think, like, everyone has to sign their children up to be read stories by someone, you know, dressed a certain way. Like, I don't know why that would be important. But the person certainly could dress however they want and wear whatever makeup they want, talk in whatever voice they want, you know, call themselves whatever they want. There's a lot of freedom that is there, you know, is available. But when you talk about altering children's bodies in a permanent way, then it becomes a much more serious issue. And I'm not going to claim to have all the answers right now. But in terms of putting the issues regarding that into an omnibus, like, that's a bad start, like, right from the beginning. Like what if the governor agreed with 9 things in the bill, but not the 10th? You put it in an omnibus, now the whole bill got vetoed. So I don't think that's like a good way to do business, in my opinion. But I guess that's how they do it, you know. Kind of weird, like, because, you know, they do those omnibuses in D.C. and everyone hates them. But then the state legislators copycat them. Like, that's sort of a shame. Like America has 50 states, which means 50 state legislators, which means a great chance to experiment not only with certain laws in some places but not the other, but in ways of doing business. To see a state copy the things being done at the federal level that we know don't work, it's kind of disappointing. I mean, you would like to see states, you know, try something, you know, innovate, or in some cases go back to something that works. If DC was innovating in a bad way, I don't know. You want to do, it's disappointing. It's like DC is dysfunctional, and the states and city, you know, councils in some case are going to replicate it. But, you know, maybe dysfunction isn't the worst thing, because if you've ever had to deal with a condo board and they actually pass all these crazy laws, you'll, like, you know, wish that there was gridlock. Everyone has to go to their condo board. No one wants to. It's like not a cool thing to do, but you have to, because if you don't go, then only the, you know, power-hungry crazies are going to show up at the condo board meetings. And now you're going to have to say and do everything they say, including they might raise the rates. Do you want your rates raised at the condo? I don't know. All right. Well, I don't know what we built there, but it's quite satisfying. It's like a little, I don't know what you would, it's like, it looks like a little table or something. We're probably going to cut those toothpicks in a minute. But at least for the time being, they're pretty cool looking. You can see right through those holes there. Let me see if we can get this to stand up. No. Because those toothpicks are like pointy at the end. And they won't stand up. Come on. All right. Anyway. Whatever we built, there it is. All right. There's the little thing. Nope, I'm not going to stand up. All right, what's the next instruction? Wow, this page is jam-packed, huh? Oh, by the way, the next instruction is a ×2. The next instruction is to clip the toothpicks, and then the next instruction is a ×2. So we're going to build the second one, and then we're going to clip all 8 at once. 53, 54, 55. Do you see how they did this? It's symmetrical. The 255s are in the middle. The 254s are outside of those, and the 253s are on the ends. That's cool. I appreciate that. They did a cool setup on this board. Okay. All right. Okay. Now you can see what I'm seeing. So the 255s are in the middle. The 254s are outside of those, and the 253s are on the end. Wow, that close-up definitely worked in that situation. All right, this is going to work out. See, each day, I mean, it's kind of annoying that I'm like spending whatever, an hour or so playing around with the setup before I even start the stream, but it's going to work out in the long run because we're going to crack the code and we're going to build a desktop stage that works. I mean, maybe this code has already been cracked by people who work in Hollywood, but not by me. And I don't mind reinventing the wheel when I'm doing it just for fun. So let's see what stage we come up with here. I mean, we're getting there. A little something. All right, but we got to build a second one of these, so we need to, I guess, read another story. What else we got here? All right. House Republicans. All right. Majority of Americans. What is this? Oh my goodness. Is it another? I don't want to get banned. Why are so many of these stories like LGBT? You know, when I had those questions that were like the question deck, they were like too personal. Now they're too political. I need like science, mystery, math questions, stuff where I'm not going to get in trouble. And the reason why I don't want to do the sports, I don't want to do free advertising for sports. Those people already make like $40 million per year. They don't need me to advertise them. All right. Majority of Americans believe it is inappropriate for public school teachers to discuss political views in the classroom. According to a new poll, most Americans find it inappropriate for teachers to bring their political views, and it's the Grinnell College National Poll. That's what they're talking about there. All right, that's not too bad. I was expecting worse based on the picture. The political views. Well, it sort of depends what your political views are. Because, for example, let's say your political views are you're constitutional libertarian, which means like you believe in following the Constitution, but otherwise people get to do whatever they want. Wow, this picture is terrible, this camera one. Why does it look so bad? Anyway, if your political views are just following the law, which includes the Constitution, then what possibly... I think the focus... Oh my goodness. It's like focusing on this board back here. And then when I work close, it's like blurring it out. All right, so I got to figure out on the camera one how to get it to focus closer. In the meanwhile, I'm just going to work near these boards, which apparently this camera thinks is like really important, and we need to get it in focus. So, all right, so the teacher's political views. So if the teacher's political views are part of the foundation of the company, the country, and they're the legal laws, and let's say libertarian, it's like freedom for all, are those, can you not say those in school? Because I can understand why you wouldn't want teachers to talk about something that's not the current law, but even then, okay, the teacher should just present both sides, I think. Like, they could say, here's how the law is now, here's how the people propose the law. What they probably shouldn't do is pick a winner, because first of all, the devil is in the details. So even if you're certain that you're personally on the right side of an issue, it doesn't mean that the the documents being proposed for legislation are written correctly. So that's one thing. But then the other thing is the teacher, they're like teaching the students all day about subject matter, biology, chemistry, whatever, physics, math. And they get, because of that, the students then think the teacher knows what they're talking about. So then if the teacher then says, this is the correct politics, the students might think like, oh, that's the correct politics. I should think that too. When really, the reason these political issues exist is because they aren't so easy. Like, politicians don't often debate the traffic laws because, there are some weird things about them, but generally nobody's trying to like disrupt traffic, other than maybe trying to get people to use trains. But like, the traffic is the traffic's business. The politicians don't disagree on that, so they're not going to debate that. So it's a fine line. It's almost like saying, don't bring up controversial topics, because if it's something that everybody agrees in and everybody should agree in, that could still be political if the politicians aren't addressing it, and they should be. But it's not something that the teacher should have to keep from the students, because it's not like personal. But it is technically political. Like, if you want the tax dollars to be spent fixing potholes, that is your political statement. It may be traffic based and non-controversial, but that is your political stance on that. So I think there's an assumption when you're banning teachers. I think you're assuming radical fringe politics shouldn't be discussed in the classroom. I don't think you're saying that how banks work and how pensions work and how healthcare works and all these things that are political, the politicians work on them all the time, but they're also just the way things are and part of the world that those students will have to navigate. So I don't think you want to avoid that. I think it's like only when the teacher's like basically telling you who to vote for and pretending like they know what's right and what's not. That's kind of thing you want to stop. That's not their job. It's not anybody's job, really. I know that politicians do their share of campaigning, but really it's a personal issue. Everyone gets to decide what they want, gets to make their own political opinion. So while there definitely are influencers in the space, I wouldn't say that a teacher's job is to do that. So yeah, I agree with that law that the teacher shouldn't bring politics into the classroom, but I think it's going to be impossible to define what the politics are. Oh, by the way, we added 7 more pieces here, so that puts us at 112. 112. All right. Now we got to clip these toothpicks. We're not going to get any credit for clipping them, but we're going to clip them. Say goodbye to these toothpicks. Why is that camera blurry? Wow, it's definitely, now it's resolved. I don't know what that was. It took a second. All right. Wow, my fingers are blocking everything. How can I get my fingers off camera? There we go. I suppose you could sand them too. Wow, that's pretty rough there. I don't know if you can see there. I didn't even come close to clipping those properly. But I feel like if I clip them properly, are these boards going to come apart? And also, why is that top one, like these ridges aren't really lined up? Did I switch them? Do you remember how we were supposed to keep them like going one direction? Did I flip them at some point? Like this one goes in and out. And this one just goes in. Did I mess up the order? If I did, it was on this one. Because the picture does show the pieces going in and out. They go in and back out. But I thought I kept them in order. All right, here's how we're going to test it. What size is this piece? Yeah, the middle piece. The small piece goes in the middle. But then, why are they both circles? And the ridges are the same on both sections. I'm thinking maybe I just put this on the wrong direction. This is like inexplicable. The cut pattern is the same on both sides. Yeah, cut pattern is the same. But the length of the boards is different. How is that possible? Anyway, it is what it is. I'm not going to go crazy over it. By the way, that timer, A, I'm shutting it off. B, you're not going to see it anymore. Because we didn't have any freezing before we turned the timer on. So timer goes off. We don't want this freezing anymore. We still have issue with the camera focusing at the wrong spot. It's focusing on this stuff, and I'm trying to cut in front of that. I don't know. Also, it could just be blurry by the hair on my arms. That's like, embarrassing to mention, but could be a part that's blurring it. All right, we made these two things. We're not sure why they're different lengths, but the patterns are the same, so I assume it's correct. Yeah, those lengths are insane. Oh no, the pattern doesn't tell us anything because it's these two boards. All right, I'm going to put the skinny piece in the middle, the small piece in the middle before we move on. Is that something we can do? How would we do that? Oh, okay. I have to push them out. Push them in. Got to push the toothpicks in. All right, let's see if that worked. Oh, not exactly. Wow, they're really locked on good. Are we sure that they're wrong? They look the same. All right, I'm just leaving them. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. Everything looks the same except for the length. I don't know if the length is a deal breaker or not. I guess we'll find out. If it needs to be changed later, we'll change it later. All right. I'm putting back these pins that I pushed through. All right. So 56 2 12s, 57, 56, 57, and 2 12s. That's 4 pieces. No. 56, 57, 58, and 2 12s. That's 5 pieces. All right. So 56 is some kind of weird looking piece. It's supposed to be on sheet 2, right? Because I don't see it on sheet 2. Oh, it's right in the corner here. All right, 56, 57, 58, and 2 12s. All right, there's 56. Here's 57. It's kind of like attached there to something. Here's the 2 12s. Okay. And we're probably going to need to wax. Yeah. They want all of these pieces waxed. All right, the 2 12s and 58, 56, 57, 58. Where is 58? Oh, there's like a whole stack of 58s here. They look like horseshoes. Wait, do they? Yeah. Yeah, they look like... Well, the 57s look more like horseshoes. The 58s look like, I don't know, some new weird horseshoes. So, there's the 2 12s. 58, 57, and 56. Now, this all needs to be waxed. In 56, it has all these notches, and they all need to be waxed. And 57 needs to be waxed. And this end of 58 needs to be waxed. And they don't say to wax the 2 12s, but I'm going to do it because they're circles. And you always wax circle pieces. Alright. So, then you put the 12s on first. The notch lines up. The notch on the circle lines up with the slit in the wood. Yeah, that went on easy. Let's see how it goes on this side. Now, does this pattern matter? I think they want it on the first section. So this weird one goes on top. And this one goes on bottom. And are they going to click together? Like, what are we trying to accomplish here? I need to go to advance the instructions. Because this single instruction doesn't really show them going together. I need to see what the next one looks like. Alright, so that's what it looks like when they're together. And by the way, it then comes with a ×8. But the ×8 is just for these 2 pieces, not for the whole construction. So these 2 pieces we already counted. So ×8 is really ×7. Or let's say +7. +7 copies of this instruction. These are tough pieces to get together. They like, you just gotta like brute force them together. Yeah, just brute force them. All right, so we need to add 14 pieces. That's gonna bring us to 31 if I know anything about math, which I'm not sure, honestly. It's been a while. I usually use calculators. All right, so 8 of these horseshoes. But it's not so easy, because if you look at that instructions, they go like facing different ways. I don't know. And then they get these other pieces put into them. Anyway, for now, let's just get the horseshoes. So they're in pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 pairs. That's exactly what we need. Well, that's going to be boring, so we're going to need another question to answer. Wyoming ban on abortion blocked by judge day after law takes effect. It's not clear whether abortion is health care, said district court judge. So, legislator passes law, governor signs it or not, court judges, void it or not. This is like the 3 branches of government, right? And the checks and balances. So really all the checks and balances means, it sounds like good, but I think what it really means is we're going to create as much obstacles and as much chances for anyone to object as possible, so that things only get passed if they really make sense. By the way, a piece just fell out. I don't know if that's a real piece. It looks like a ruler, but it also has like holes on it. It could be like a license plate for like toothpicks. But it didn't have a number next to it. Like all these pieces have numbers. Here's a number here, 105A. You think is that piece 105A? I'll just put it there, and maybe we'll see that again. All right, so it's not clear. So they banned the judge doesn't want the law to actually take place, so he voids it. Or, I'm sure he gave a good reason. I don't want to make it seem like it's just based on a personal opinion. I'm sure he has a professional opinion for what he says. Yeah, that's the way it should be. You should have to. It shouldn't be easy to create laws. It should take some effort. And that's another reason why those omnibuses, in my opinion, are a disaster, because it's hard enough to create one law. Now you want people to approve 1,000 of them at once. It's almost like you're forcing them to not do their jobs. Just vote on this omnibus and stop asking questions. Something like that. Which is wrong. Garbage trucks out there right now, if you're wondering. I started this stream really late, so I'm not even sure really when to end it. And we haven't gotten that much done at all, really. Is this a piece? I don't know. I don't think it is. Alright, so these all are going to snap together, but they need to snap together on top of this piece. So we got this piece here, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. And they want us to build 8 of these connection things. So that's 2 per. Alright. So the law, we don't know what the proposed law was, but it had something to do with abortion, which is I guess going to keep every state busy, because that the whole thing with Roe v. Wade, I'm not an expert, but my understanding is the whole thing was about having a federal abortion law, by vacating that, you now have assigned 50 states to write their own like abortion laws. So I guess everybody's very busy right now writing laws, and they might be tweaking them. Like, I don't know what's the one in this. You know, I think one state had a law like if the baby has a heartbeat, you can't abort it, which makes sense. You know, I'm sure there were exceptions as well. I don't know them all. There probably were. Just thinking about Trump gives answers. Like, even if his answers are like evasive, he always like gives an answer. I don't know if it's like good or bad sign that I think about the questions. Like, I feel like it shouldn't be a negative. Like, thinking about the questions should be good. But I'm just thinking, like, you ask Trump and he gives you an answer like, as soon as you finish answering the question. It could be an evasive answer, though. So maybe some of this is just, you know, Trump being Trump and not really having an opinion on the issue. All right, so there's the first two, which took way longer than we thought. So now we got to do, 14 more, I think. Something like that. Or is that the number of pieces and it's really just like 6 more? Well, that wouldn't be right either. 14 would be 7, but we already have 2 pairs down, so there's 6 pairs left, which is 12 pieces. All right, that's the answer. Line it up, push it on the desk. It ain't pretty, but it gets the job done. All right, it's lined up. You know what? Is it lined up, though? You need to, like, really line it up well. All right, so there's the little pieces lined up, if you can see those little pieces. And then I'm going to push it on the desk to make them go together. Tough to even see them. I don't want to block the camera with my hand. Yeah, tough. I think I have to put this underneath. That'll give it some support, because otherwise it's like a spongy piece. I really want to get this on camera, but I can't get the angle. All right, let's use this thing from the top. It went on, and it didn't break, and we got it on camera. So there it is. It's on. It didn't break. You saw it happen. It can be done. Now I just got to do it. How many more times? We did 4. 1. So we got 4 left. We're halfway there. All right. Well, it's not an easy thing to do. Wow. Wow, we got it in there. Annoying as hell, but we got it in there. All right, we still got 3 more of these things. 3 more pairs. 6 more pieces. How annoying is that? Let's enjoy our background here. Our Route 66 background. I think it's a pretty cool background. I picked it because of this Cabriolet that we're building, but I don't know how long that's going to take. That's not going to be put together. I mean, hopefully it doesn't take 25 days like the Ugears Aviator did. But this is day 5, and we're not very far along. I don't think it's going to take 25 days, but it's going to take some days. Just hopefully not 25 of them. Can you see my monitor from where you are? Check out this screen. Oh, you can't. Can you see my monitor? Look at my monitor. This monitor. Can you see it? It's like the green screen. The green screen is... Oh, wait a second. Or no, it's not the green screen. Okay. I don't know why I said that wrong. Okay, this is the green screen. But check this out. This is here.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like gives people a chance to see the what we're working with. You know what? I think my audio might have been messed up all night because now that I think about it, I have the audio on the iPad that's coming through, and that's a bad idea. So let me go turn that off right now. The iPad audio. I don't know why I just thought of that right now, but if you were hearing an echo all night, it's because I have the audio from both the microphone and the iPad. I should only turn on the iPad audio when I'm playing a video on the iPad. That was so silly that I described that as the green screen when really it was just a regular background. But you guys rarely get to see that background, so it was pretty cool, I think. Wow, this piece is like really tough to get in. Like it folds even. You think it's going to go on, and then it like folds rather than going on. I also need a second like... Okay, I got to use the floor and the tool so my fingers are not getting crushed. Alright, that one completely turned sideways. Look at that piece. Completely sideways. So that was a fail. But maybe I could fix it. Maybe I push from in here. Alright, back up with this. That's good because it's got the circle. And then push in here with this. Nope, that didn't work. In fact, I almost cut my finger attempting it. Alright, let's try it again. Because I feel like it should have worked. I really like that that circle is holding that piece in the back. Alright, let's try fork in front, circle in back, and push. Wow, it's really won't go in there, huh? Alright, let's try the method that worked before, pushing down from on top. Let's get this other pieces out of the way first. Alright, here we go. I'm going to push from on top with this piece. Dang. It's again bending instead of going on. We're like going to waste all night on this one piece because it won't go in. Alright, 2 fingers in front, 2 fingers in back, and we're just going to push. It made the click sound, but it's also sideways. Alright, that's actually not too bad. Maybe I should put them all in sideways first. We only got 2 more. But if they're anything like that last one, it's going to take a while. Alright. So what was the secret? Oh, to put it in sideways and then to snap it down. Like to intentionally put it in sideways and then to correct it. Can't get this happening. All right, that's on. Last one. Is there a direction? They spin, so it's hard to say what the direction is. Well, not getting any easier as they go along. There's like nothing that I'm learning that's making this easier. It just stabs you in the fingers, like just to do this. It's like not easy. Almost. I don't want to hurt my fingers. Not that I'm worried about a little pain. I'm worried about doing this every night and causing like damage, potentially. Wow, this piece is just really tough. And we got to do it 8 times. Nope. It's not in there. Try it again. What if I put this inside piece on first, push it against there, and then put the other side on? Imagine that works, because if it works and we discovered it on the last one, that's like kind of a waste. Like we discovered it too late to do us any good. Well, it didn't work, so no worries. We gotta get this thing on. That's the last one. Come on. Just trying to Hulk smash it on. Alright, I got it lined up, I think. I should be able to push it down now. Wow. This is a piece. This is really a piece. Piece of work, that is. Wow, almost. Damn it. I mean, how is this tool breaking and my fingers breaking and this piece not going on? I feel like this was just invented as a torture, not as a serious way to connect a piece. And now it won't turn. It's like on, but it won't turn. It's like something going on with that last piece. That last one. Alright, anyway. Whatever it is, it is. All later on, we're moving on to the next phase, which is to connect these pieces. In each case, there's like a pattern. But with these pieces on, you can't tell which way it's going. All right. The pattern is starting from this side. It's all the back pieces. Or is it all 8 pieces? Yeah. Really, if you look at the 2 instructions, it's going to be all 8. So actually all 8 of them are going to get whatever these things are at 59. So we can advance by 8. We can advance our counter by 8. So 139, I guess. And let's pop out 8 59s. 1, 2, 3. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, there's 8 of them, all right. We've confirmed it. There's 8 pieces. Good work, General. You're welcome. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Was I just talking to myself? I guess I thought it was really important to pop out these 8 pieces, and I would tell a general about it. Okay. 3. It's not on camera. You're missing the exciting moment of these 8 pieces being popped out. All right, 4. There's 4 of them. 5. 6. 7. 7. I said 7. 7. And the last one. I like to call it 8. All right, 8 is enough. I think. I heard that somewhere, so it's probably true. Okay. So, here's these little 8 guys. Let me see here. We're gonna line them all up because they're like little Monopoly characters. You know what they look like? Those old school like gas pumps, like where Lightning McQueen would gas up. Don't they look like those little gas pumps? They're not that little, really. Anyway, 8 of them. Let's make this happen. Yeah. These aren't going to stay in. I'll tell you that right now. Look at that. They come right out. Maybe if I put it in and then kind of close it up a little bit, it'll stay in. I'm not sure if that's what you're supposed to do or not. Wow, this is like going from stupid to dumb and worse. I want to see this piece go in here. There you go. But what you really got to see is this next piece go behind it. See how that goes? So now we got the two pieces in there. Well, the camera looked good earlier, but it doesn't look good lately. I think all these pieces are going to fall out. You know, I don't know what they're thinking will happen, but I think these pieces are all going to fall out. All right, last two. Kind of looks like a keychain with all the keys on it. These gas pump things, I guess, are the keys. In that little fictional world, they're falling out. I mean, of course they're falling out. There was never any chance that they were going to stay in. All right, we have to do this in concert with the next instruction, which is to add 60s. Yep, 8 60s. All right, so we're going to add 60s at the same time, 8 of them. So that's going to bring us to 147. Because those 60s are going to lock in the 59s. Here's the 60s right here. Not to be confused with the decade where people wore like hippie clothes. And Forrest Gump met the president again. And he showed him his butt again. And he drank about, I don't know, maybe 15 Dr. Peppers. Something like that. All right. So basically, all these pieces that we connected, they're just all going to fall out. It was stupid to connect all 8 of them, because until you add this locking pin, nothing has any chance of staying in. All right. Let's start with the first one. Now, do they go from opposite sides? They do, right? So, do they matter which side they go from? Like, where do they start? I think this side goes on this one. So, what do? Just put it like this? Does that actually work? Not sure yet. I don't think it's like as snug as it could be. Kind of hard to tell if it's all the way in or not. Yeah, definitely 59 and 60 have to be put on at the same time. Otherwise, the 59s are just all going to fall out. All right, so there's one from one direction, and then the other one should go from the other direction. I believe so anyway. What are we even building? Is this something that's going to move, or what is this thing? All right. What? I thought this was supposed to lock it on, so that wouldn't happen. Okay. I gotta look at the next one and see what it looks like when they're on. They actually don't look tight at all. Wow. And these pieces are gonna go on next. But I doubt they're gonna go all the way through. If you just look at them, they don't go all the way through. Even though this is screwed up. Triangle on different sides. That one needs to be taken apart. This one too. How did they both get screwed up? I thought I specifically kept the triangles on the right sides. Wow, we're just gonna spend all our time like fixing screw ups? Wow. Looks like it. I think I can push it out from this side. Okay. Well, at least the screw up comes with its own fix. You can tell it's screwed up because you can't put something through the hole, but you can use the inability to put something through the hole to fix it. I just don't understand. I thought we lined up those triangles. How did they end up not lined up? Oh, now everything works perfect. All right, so somehow we didn't manage to line up the triangles the first time. All right. And it even said, like, caution, make sure the triangles are lined up. But somehow ours weren't. Wow, that's crazy. It's like such a bad screw up. I don't know how it happened. All right, just fixing the error. Okay. Let's get the triangles lined up this time. It's amazing that I messed them both up. Like something I did, like I kept the pattern going. The pattern wasn't right, but I was consistently wrong in the same way. All right, those are fixed. These, I'm not quite sure what we were even going for, but I'll keep going at it, you know. Follow the pattern, like first one from one direction, second one from the other direction. till we got them, all 8 of them on. And then we're done for the night. Wow, this one doesn't want to stay in there. Was that the sound of the previous one falling out? So these pins aren't keeping them in. Wait a second. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. How are these falling out? These pins don't keep them in? What good are they? Maybe I gotta slant them down a little bit? How about that? I slanted it down. Let's see if that keeps it in. Yeah, they're definitely falling out. But I'm now slanting them down. All right. Are they staying on now? I don't know if they're supposed to slant down, but I can change them later. It's like I got to do something. Otherwise, they're just all going to fall off. So I'm putting the pin on and I'm like slanting it down onto the piece here. How did that work previously? Seems like it doesn't work anymore. That strategy of using the close-up camera, like it worked before, and now it doesn't for some reason. All right. Wow. All that's left is these little connectors. Well, according to my plan, that's all that's left. According to the instructions, there's still many pages left. My plan involves signing off for the night after I get 2 more of these posts in. I wonder if these have something that the way I'm supposed to put them in has something to do with, if you remember, this pipe had like a funny shape to it. It was like bending up and down. It was like a bunch of Big Dippers next to each other. I wonder if that has something to do with how I'm supposed to be putting these on. Because I wasn't paying attention to that rule, if it does. Alright, so now that we've got these all on, one of them just fell off. Anyway, once we get them all on, then we got to put on these pieces that we built. And hopefully that locks them in. I don't know how this one came out. I mean, I got the new system, the new tilt the pin down system. How could it possibly come out? Now let's try it again. Pin tilted down. Now, let's get all of the first pieces and put them to one side. All of the second pieces, put them to another, and then they're going to get locking pins. By the way, we're on page 14. All right, so the locking pins are 61s, so we need 8 61s, and then we're done. What I need to know is, what side does the triangle go on? Like, does the triangle go... Does it even matter? Like, which side is which? And you know what? It kind of does, because the triangle points that way. But I can't tell which way is which. I think it's this way. Yeah, that looks right. Alright, so we're going to feed this through all of these rectangles here. And then we're going to lock them in. And then we're done with this horrible section. Okay. One of them didn't come through. I think I gotta go away from that tilting thing now. They're gonna lock in better if I don't tilt them. One side's like falling apart, but I'm fine with it as long as I get the other side locked in, because then I can go back and rebuild the part that fell apart, the side that fell apart. Alright, so the locking pins, what pieces are they? 61s. Are these guys, right? 61s, yeah. We're going to use all 8 of them. Alright, so that's going to bring us to 155. And it's going to bring us to the point where we're done for the night. I'll start them all, then I'll finish them all. All right. One of them was giving me a hard time for a second, but it's on now. Oh, no, a different one has popped off. You know what? These circles fit in these holes. These aren't locking pins. I don't know what they are, but they fit in the holes, so they're actually not going to keep this on. That's a shame. So what is going to keep this on? Yeah. These are like gonna go up and down. It's like part of the engine. It's gonna look cool when they go up and down, but it's not gonna keep the pieces on. Which makes me think, like, so what is gonna keep these pieces on, because they keep falling off. All right. Let's get the other side on. Yeah, these are like spark plugs bouncing up and down in an engine. That's what these are. Or at least what they're gonna be. That's the concept here. Almost there. I can see a couple of them peeking through. All right, now put the circles on and sign off for the night. Why are they like different heights? Well, I guess that's what they're gonna be at the end when they dance, but it's weird. It's weird that they're different heights, but they are in the book too. If you look at the... Wait a second. We don't have the book on screen. There we go. If you look at the book. Sorry if you didn't see that for a while. Basically, they got the pins like 2 up and 2 down, which is fine because the circles fit inside of the holes. What's not fine is that we're missing one circle. Going to be missing 2 of them in a second. I hear them dropping and hitting the floor, hitting the mat. If they hit the floor, they're gone. Alright, we got to get these things through. Can't get them on if we don't get them through. Wow. What makes them not go through? It's like 2 of them are through, 2 of them are not. What is it about the 2 that are not? Like, why are they not? What do we have to do to get them through? Well, we definitely had a bad night of progress tonight. We spent a lot of time and we didn't get a lot done. And I can't find this last circle. Did it fall on the floor? I don't see it. I'm about to sign off, so it does. It's yeah, I don't see that last circle. Yeah, these circles here. Oh, there was a cool thing. Oh, check out this camera. It's like sees the whole studio.
Yeah, I see that.
And then check out this camera. You want to reach your hand down? You can like pick up a mountain.
I see my arm.
Yep. Oh, okay. Try again. Yeah. All right. So what were we working on? Oh, this one. Yeah, so one of these circles is missing. I must have dropped it on the floor, but I'm just going to sign out. It's obviously not done. I'll work on it some more tomorrow. All right, that's it for tonight. See you tomorrow.